It's a no-go on great Osobor for the Red Raiders as he commits elsewhere. So what now for Texas Tech in the transfer portal? We'll discuss that in today's video, as well as the latest on JT Toppin, Trazarien White, and much, much more. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast, and a sincere thank you to each and every one of you that has subscribed. We are officially over 10,000 subscribers here on the largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube and the Back to 12 podcast channel. So if you want to, join the family here on the channel, simply like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. All right, let's get into the not so great news of today. Sorry for the terrible pun there. I had to do it at least one more time. But great Osobor has committed to the University of Washington, and you are going to go absolutely crazy when you hear this NIL number here in just a second if you haven't seen it already. But he announced his commitment early Monday morning on May 13th to go reignite with his coach Sprinkle. Well, Coach Sprinkle up at Washington, who also coached him at Montana State and Utah State. According to an ESPN report, UDub is prepared to give Osobor $2 million in an NIL agreement, maybe slightly north of it. You heard me right. $2 million. As of right now, he is the highest paid player in college basketball that is known in terms of, what he's getting paid. This is the highest number out there. And I have thoughts here in just a second. But this recruitment came down to Washington, Texas Tech, and Louisville. And obviously UDub won out, again, making Osobor the highest paid player, at least known right now, in college basketball. I'm not shocked whatsoever that he followed his coach to Washington. In fact, I thought that's what was going to happen in the long run. But the fact that he got $2 million is nuts. I mean, it's crazy. Like, he's a great player. But to put this into context, okay, the 30th pick in this year's NBA draft will get guaranteed money of $2.35 million. He's basically getting paid like an NBA first-round pick. I'm sorry. Great is a phenomenal player. I like Osobor's game a ton, but let's not get it twisted. $2 million, and I get it. It's the open market. Get your bag, young man. But that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts type money. I guess Microsoft threw in a lifetime contract or something, but more power to him. Now Texas Tech is going to have to pivot in the front court. We'll talk about, the latest news when it comes to another front court guy here in just a second. But before we do, let's talk about Trazarien White, the UNC Wilmington transfer, and where he's currently at in his recruitment process. He plans to announce his decision on May 15th, Wednesday, and it is coming down to Texas Tech and TCU. As of right now, I would be pretty surprised if he committed to Texas Tech. It feels like he is going to be a horned frog when it all comes down to it. And understandably so in some regards, in the sense if he gets to play closer to home, they're going to give him a bag, yada, yada, yada. But that's what it's going to come down to. It sounds like it is a strong lean towards TCU right now when it comes to White and his recruitment. Now, when it comes to JT Toppin, this is where things get interesting because right now, as it stands, this recruitment is tough for the Red Raiders. Simple and plain. As we all know, the recruitment, cycle and portal cycle can change in the, blink of an eye. But as it stands right now, at the time of this recording, which is early Monday, May 13th, this is where we're at with the JT Toppin recruitment. Texas is the clear favorite as it stands right now. As it stands right now at the time of this recording. You have to wonder, and again, this is speculation on my part. Do not want to put it out there as fact. Speculation in the sense of, did Texas Tech potentially lose or have, a harder uphill battle to land Toppin due to the fact that they went after great Osobor? I think it's worth questioning. Now, that being said, JT Toppin is going through the draft process. He's actually up in Chicago right now, going through the combine. The fact of the matter is this. If you're Texas Tech, you do not want to get in a bidding war with UT. I mean, whatever you have to say about that institution, up to you. But when it comes down to it, you do not want to get in a bidding war with them. I mean, I think that that's fair to say, and it feels like that's where Texas Tech is going to have to go if they want to land JT Toppin at this current moment. Things can change, obviously, but at this current moment, that's what it feels like. The rumored numbers, as it stands right now for Toppin, are plus 800,000 in other stuff. I don't know what other stuff is. It could be a car, a house for mom and dad, whatever. I don't know. But that's the rumor talked about price point right now for him in the portal. And if you're Texas Tech, where do you go in the sense of, do you want to get in this bidding war with Texas? Because let's face it, if you do, you know Texas has some of the deepest pockets in America. Like it or not, it's the truth. Do you want to go that route if you're the Red Raiders? I think it's very interesting to think about because right now you look at the roster for the Red Raiders at the bottom of your screen. You got D5, Chance McMillan, Kevin Overton, Fetty Squared. You got Elijah Hawkins, Leon Horner, Kerwin Walton, Devin Cambridge, Amelia Lahu, Jack Francis, and Jazz Henderson Jr. You can see at the bottom of your screen, you got some stars next to some guys. That either means they're a transfer in, a high school scholarship, or a walk-on. As it stands right now, on May 13th, Texas Tech has 4 scholarships remaining. Now, what does Texas Tech have to do moving forward in the portal? I think it's a fascinating conversation to have because right now, I think Texas Tech is in a tough spot. I think that they're stuck between a rock and a hard place almost in the sense where it's like they went after 3 really big, impactful guys, and I think there's a realistic possibility that they end up with 0. Obviously, Osobor, Toppin, and White are the people that I'm talking about there. And the thing is this is going to be a pivotal week for the Red Raiders in the sense of you're going to have some of those NBA guys come back into the portal potentially, whether that's the Jalen Wells and other guys like that. Can you go and get those guys? Because I'm going to tell you right now, people, there's going to be a ton of high majors out there looking for guys in the NBA draft combine and willing to throw a bag at them. I think Texas Tech, as it stands, is going to have a pivotal week right now. In the next 7 to 10 days are going to be really, really critical for Texas Tech. And you're going to hear some names thrown about here in the not too distant future in terms of guys that they are targeting in the portal. But as of right now, the utmost importance for Texas Tech is they have to go get another scorer. They have to go get another big, and maybe 2. They have to go get another primary ball handler, and maybe one of those guys fills 2 of those roles in terms of the scoring primary ball handler. But right now, Texas Tech is in desperate need of more front court help because it feels like right now, you're kind of going into a similar situation as you did last year. And I get it. There's still a lot of portal season left. But as it stands right now, you think about it. Do you want Fetty playing close to 30 minutes a night? I don't. I think he's more of a 20-minute guy, right? And then you have to think about the role Amelia Lahu would have to play because those are your 2 really primary bigs on your roster right now. So for me, Texas Tech has a ton of work to do, and if they go 0 for 3 on Osobor, Toppin, and White, they put themselves in a bad predicament. Now, that doesn't mean they can't get out of it, but I do think it's going to be interesting to see where they turn because they have some open roster spots, 4 to be exact. It seems like they have some money to throw out there in terms of them being in on Osobor, Toppin, and White. What are they going to do with those remaining spots? Because there are some huge holes in this roster right now in the sense of the front court that need to be addressed via the portal and pretty damn quick, if you ask me. All right. That's going to do it for today's video. Not a lot of positive updates there. Not all videos can be positive, people. They just can't. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now for Texas Tech. Again, not great news on Osobor. He commits to Washington. Sounds like White will head to Fort Worth as it stands right now. And then Toppin, the Longhorns are in the lead for his services in the portal. So big question now is where does Texas Tech turn in the portal if they can't land any of those 3 guys? All right. I'm RC Maxfield reminding you, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube. Over 10,000 strong for daily videos on everything Texas Tech men's basketball all year long right here on the Back to 12 podcast channel.